and welcome to the Today is Your Day show with my new segment, Someone and Things You Need to Know. Y'all, I am so excited about my guest coming on this day that you can enjoy. Listen, she and I have been friends since I think kindergarten. And when I found out about her business, I said, there is some way that I have to let the world know who she is and all this amazing things that she does. Listen, she has this wonderful baking company that you want to buy everything that she got. Listen, I go to the gym and run daily because of all these wonderful treats that she makes. But again, this show is for everyone that has a business, an event, and anything, or you just want people to know who you are. Listen, this is the platform and show for you. And just like I'm doing for her, I can do the same for you. I want the world to know who you are and all that you have to offer. So don't miss out. Reach out to me for the chance to be a guest on the Today is Your Day show, new segment, Someone and Things You Need to Know. So I'm going to bring up the amazing Samantha Gibbons. Welcome to the Today is Your Day show, Samantha. May have a little delay.
I'm happy to be
It's
here.
all good. We're glad for you to be here. Listen, tell people what is your business?
I am the owner and baker of Misfitcupcakes in Miami Gardens. I make cakes, cookies, candies, treats, pretty much anything you want your sweet tooth, I can make it for you.
Y'all, listen, I was like, yes, I'm going to support her. And I told my mom, and she said, yeah, what she got? And then we went down the list of the things she had, and we bought a box or two of her cookies. And listen, y'all, I thought I had the picture. I should have brought out the picture. But when I tell y'all, one, they smell and they look so good. But when I tell you, when that smell and look and taste meat, y'all, wherever she is, y'all need to find out. Y'all need to get your orders in today. I'm here to tell you. So tell us, what got you started actually in doing this?
Well, I've always baked, and I went to school for culinary, but of course, in culinary, you have to bake. So I got kind of really good at cookies for some reason. That was my thing. Even when I was out of cookies, I still was the one that did the cookies in school for the class in culinary. But I ended up working in the bakery of the resort that I worked at for almost 20 years.
You've been doing 100% pastries for how long? It went out.
For almost 20 years.
Wow. Woo. But let me tell you, I've tasted your cookies and
I started college right after we finished. Yeah.
You have mastered them. They are amazing. So tell me, okay, so what do you think makes your baking business different from others?
I like to put a lot of love into what I do. It's not just about an order and taking the money. Like, I want people, when they get it, they're excited, and then when they eat it, like, oh my God, it's so good. I want people to have a full experience. I want them to be fully enjoy everything, not just the look, but the smell and the taste and everything just all goes together. Like you were saying, I want you to feel it and be happy when you eat it.
Listen, I'm here as a testimony, and if you ever need me to do a video or write something down to tell people how good those cookies are, they're great. They're amazing. There is magic in it. I want people to see the list and the things that you offer. So I'll just put things up here. I'm not sure if they're in the order. So tell me about this one.
These are the custom cakes that I order, buttercream. So we have 6-inch, 8-inch, 9 and 10. And then for the 2-tier, they come in 6 and 8, 6 and 9, and 8 and 10. But some people want bigger, smaller, that can be done. But these are usually the sizes that people pick as a whole when they get something.
Awesome.
So this is like when people just want like the add-on, that they want a cake and something else. So these are the other things that I make. So I make cake slices, donuts, cupcakes, stuff like that. So if anybody wants something extra, or some people just want treats and not a cake, you have options right there too.
So, okay, let's go down. So you have many cake sections, which I definitely understand. Did not know that you make custom donuts. Clearly only thought we had cookies and cake. Why did I not ask for some donuts when I was in Miami? And then you make candy apples, candy popcorn.
Mm-hmm.
This is amazing. Candies. What
Yes.
is that? Is it candy sickles?
Thank you. Which one?
Cookies,
Cake
Rice
sickles.
Krispie
So
treats.
instead of making the little cake pops in the ball form, they're more like a thing.
Awesome. Okay. Cheesecake bars. Listen,
Mm-hmm.
this is a long list of things that you make, and I think it's amazing. Like, so what has been one of or two of your like big sellers of all the great things that you make?
People really, really like cake sickles. They really do. All enough. Cake sickles and the shooters, people love them. They usually anything add on if it's not like dipped strawberries, which is normal. It's always a cake sickle or it's always shooters or both. But those are usually always one or two things that people always want to add on. They like those.
So does it in it's any type of cake that you can make into a cake sickle?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So if you wanted, let's say you wanted, I don't know, your cake to be red velvet, but you wanted carrot cake too, you can get carrot cake cake sickles and you have best of both worlds.
So how let me ask you this, and this is what I was when I was thinking, I was like, I wonder, can people get her pastries and things even if they don't live in the city?
Well,
Have you
right
ever?
now I'm working on doing some shipping. I have shipped cookies here and there, but I'm working on trying to get a whole system together so it's a little bit more smoother. But yeah, I can ship some things you can ship. Can't ship cakes too much, but like other smaller things like cake jars and stuff like that. Cookies, of course, I ship them all the time. That's a easy thing to do.
So you are telling me that those that don't live in Miami or Florida can get your cookies all around the world?
Of course, of course. If I can put it
This
in a
is
box, I can
wonderful.
ship it.
Tell us how can people reach out to you?
They can reach out to me via email. It's easier for things of that nature. It's at chefsammi.net. I can give you that for information to put up. But yeah, it's they can reach out to me via email, and if they want to set up something to ship or want some cookies, it can be done.
That is awesome, and I'll definitely make sure that we put on the screen on how to get in contact with you. And I'll also, once this show goes and airs, that I'll make sure that after the show airs, I'll make sure that in the post that I put your contact information so they can make sure that they get one of these treats or everything that you offer. So what is this? It says extra treats, package one and
So
package two. What's this about?
you like say you having a kids party and you don't want to have a huge cake, but you want other things, or some people want other things to fill up the table. So this is a treat package that it's customized by the colors that you have. So let's say you're doing, I say Toy Story, you can get the Toy Story cake and you can get the treats that have the color and theme to go along with it. So everything is cohesive on the table. And some people just like treat packages. They don't want no cake. They just want treats. So that's also an option too.
That is awesome. So, I mean, has this been a big seller for you? As in, people have events and parties, and they're like, "Hey, I need you to do all the desserts."
Yes. Yes. I actually have a client that I have once a year. I do she has a charity event and she literally pretty much orders everything that I make for the event, like everything. So yeah.
I love it. So, like, how a lot of times do people actually know that all these great things that you offer? Like, how's the
Well,
word been getting out?
referrals, repeats, Google, social media, of course, people that I've been dealing with since before I even got bigger than I am. They still contact me. I've had clients that I've been working with since I probably had my name, like my actual Misfit Cupcakes name, like before I even had all that stuff. So a lot of people are repeats, forevers. They refer their cousins, their friends, co-workers, everything.
Now, Well, good, good, good. And we want the world to know who you are and all that you have to offer. Now, I made sure I put up this picture because I want people to understand how cool your stuff is. I want y'all to know that that is a cake behind her. It's not just something sitting and art in the living room. That
Oh yeah,
is,
I made that cake.
say it again.
The picture doesn't show it all, but it's actually a 5 tier faux cake that I made to for photos.
That is,
So
that
I
is,
actually made all of that by hand. I
that
did
is
all that.
pretty cool. Well, so it's Misfit Cupcakes. So tell me, what was it that you started with cupcakes and then went over to cookies? So tell me how the name and how all that got started.
No, it's just I wanted. I worked through. I had a couple names when I started out, but I was like, I'm not. When I was working at the hotel, my boss was like, I wasn't the normal cookie cutter baker. I always wanted color or some bold flavor, and he was like, oh, you love Misfit. So over time, I was like Misfit, and I was like, yeah, I guess I am a Misfit, and I was like, oh, Misfit Cupcakes.
Well, cool. That is actually pretty good. So many things I want to know dealing with this. What has been like dealing with the for people that want to start a business in baking and things like this? What would you say has been the challenge for you?
That you have to realize that it doesn't happen overnight. It's taken me a long time to get where I am, a long time to get comfortable and confident in what I'm doing. Because when I started and said like I started 100% in like the end of 17, and it was kind of slow. I had to build myself up. It didn't seem like it was going to work, but I was determined to not give up. Like if I can work for somebody for 15 years, I can give myself a year to figure it out. So like I said, it takes time. You have to, learn, ins and outs. It's just not, oh, okay, I just started a business. No, it's just like anything else. You have to take your time. You have to learn. You have your ups and downs, learn from your mistakes. You have to make mistakes because everything's not going to be peaches and cream. Some customers are going to be happy, some won't, but that's business. So you can't throw in the towel because somebody didn't like your cake, even if you gave it your all, or no matter what you're doing. You have to just know you're not always going to please everybody. That's the main thing. You're not going to always please everybody all the time. Even your regulars, just say, they're not going to always be 100% happy because people are people. Just keep yourself up, keep going.
Hmm. What what would you say in dealing with the um, place of people not always being pleased? Like, how do you deal with that? Because I think a lot of times, and before you answer that, a lot of times feel like, no, people are supposed to always like my things. People are supposed to be so overjoyed, and it's like that's not real life. But so, how do
No,
you deal
it's
with those um, complainers or those unhappy customers?
as humble as possible. As humble as possible. Because, a lot of times, even when I worked in the hotel business, a lot of times people, if they're unhappy, they just take it out on you. So you got to
Hmm.
also realize that every time a person is, even if they don't like something, if they're like overly harsh about it, a lot of times it's not about you, it's about the situation they're in or whatever it is. So just take a deep breath, you know, say, I'm sorry you didn't like it, and hopefully, we can resolve it, or, you know, whatever the case may be, depending on what it is. But just don't take it to heart because it's not worth it. Life's too short. It's always gonna be somebody that's gonna complain or fuss about something. Like, you do it yourself. We go to a fast food place and be mad because they didn't give us no ketchup. But I mean, that's just life. Just, okay, and just keep moving. That's all.
How would you tell someone that wanted to follow in your footsteps on getting started? How does a person get started with this?
Um, I mean, for one, you got to have a passion and drive to do it. For one, because making a cake or stuff like that, it ain't. It's a lot of work and it's a lot of time. People think a lot of times working for yourself is just, oh, it's easy. No, it's not. It's stress, it's headache, it's this, it's that, it's money. So you got to be ready that, if you want to make something, you got to spend money. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be long days, long nights. You got to do your homework. You got to do research. You got to stay up on trends. You got to make sure that you're constantly trying to improve yourself. It's not like a race or anything against anybody. It's you against you. You got to try to every day get up and try to be better than you were just today.
Mm-hmm.
But it's gonna take time. You got to take time to develop your skills and this and that, and know that I can do this, or I can take on this amount of people or this amount of orders. Don't just jump in and take everything, because you're not going you're gonna mess yourself up. You're not gonna win. Take your time. Don't do everything. Start with what you know you can do, and grow from there. Don't just come and I make no. If you're good at cakes, stick with cakes. If you're good with pound cakes, stick with pound cakes. And if once you get that going, if you want to grow into something else, take your time. Don't don't do it to yourself. Don't overcrowd yourself when that's not what you're trying to do. If you're good at something, if it's one thing, be great at that, and then grow from there.
That's good. That's wise, because I think a lot of times people they're like, oh, I can do this and this and that, and then it's like, okay, I'm gonna start my business, and then they do this and that, and then not noticing, hmm, everything's not as great as you thought they were, and
Exactly.
things. Because I always tell people, like, start, as you said, start with this one thing, let that grow, let that be go to
Yes.
booming, and then you're like, y'all, guess what? I added this, and then let
Exactly.
that grow. And so it's like little steps that you take, instead of, hey, I do this 100 things, and I need all y'all to buy my 100 things, and it's like, something's gonna be
At the same
lacking or
time.
something.
No. Exactly. And you don't want to do that to yourself, because you don't want people to label you as a person that can't get the job done. So if
Hmm.
like I said, if you're good at making cupcakes, make the best cupcakes that anybody can ask for, and they're gonna love you for that. And then if you say you're growing and you want to do cookies, fine, but they're gonna believe you more because they know that you make a great cupcake every time. Not
That's
that you
good.
have do the cupcakes, you have did the cake. No. The cupcakes were gorgeous, delicious, beautiful. Boom. So when she say that she gonna make cookies now, oh, they're gonna be great too. Because again, she's doing beautiful cupcakes. Now she's gonna start making one of the cookies, not 500 things.
That's good. That's wise. What would you say has been, um, or has kept you successful in business?
Uh, I would have to say my mom and my dad when he was here. They out of everybody, like my sister, of course, but out of everybody in my world, my parents have always believed in me. My parents believed in me when I didn't believe in myself.
I love it.
Like even when I'm frustrated or mad, even though mom be like, you got it, Bill. Just take a breather, go watch some TV or something, come back, or go take a nap. It's gonna be okay. So they said, if nobody else don't believe in me, my parents do. So that keeps me motivated, because I know I can't let my mama down. And, daddy's not here anymore, but I can't let him down either, because my parents have always believed in me. My sister too, but she's married and stuff. But my parents have always believed in me, from even in high school when I used to bake. They always would, yeah, Belle, make some more cookies or anything else. They've always believed in my cooking and baking ability from even before I believed in myself or even thought I liked it. So they did.
I'm just, in knowing that I have known you over 30 years, and it took for me to be years later to find that you knew what to do with an oven, really upsets me to the core. But besides that, and you just saying how you used to bake in high school, yet I never got you
Mhm.
asking me if I wanted to taste one of them cookies or cake. But that's neither nor here nor there. We're not gonna go to the past. We are just gonna
No.
focus on.
But still, in high school, I was more culinary driven in high school. That's why I just baked
Okay.
because it was fun. But in high school, I was 100%. I'm going to Johnson Wells, which I did. Going to Johnson Wells, I'm a cook. I'm gonna be this and this and that. And like I said, at some point, after I was almost done with college and my internship, it just kind of shifted, and like I said, that's how it happened.
So you never
So
did
what?
the cooking.
Yeah, I cooked at a restaurant for some time. I cooked before I started Johnson& Wells. I even cooked at Turnberry where I used to work for a while, but when my internship was over, the bakery offered me a job. I was like, sure. I had 1 semester left in college. I was like, sure. And when I graduated from college, they offered me a full-time position, and I never left. 15 years later, I was still there.
So tell me that, and we'll wrap up in a moment. Tell me that transition, because I believe a lot of times, and I talk to entrepreneurs all the time, and it's like, I have this job, it's my safety net, my safety blanket. And so how did you tell yourself, I'm going to transform, or transition to working for someone to doing my own thing?
No, you went up. I know you said.
What is that? What was that transition of going from the working for someone to going and doing your own thing?
Well, it was not so long after I had my son, so it was kind of stressful. Things at the hotel were changing. My daddy's health was declining as well. So it's like it just came to like one day. I was like, it's time to go. It's like you can only get so far in pastry in a hotel anyway because there's not like a whole lot of levels when it comes to pastry in the hotel business. So it's like I can only get so far. And I used to go to work at 2 a.m. I had a 1-year-old.
Wow.
So it's like, yeah. So that was a lot. I got up early, but still that's a lot of back and forth. And I was like, I've been here 15 years. I think I've did everything that I can do. And I said, I was already part-time and stuff on my own. So I was like, well, I wasn't even my major or my I got to bet on myself. So I just took a leap of faith, and here I am.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And I really hope that encourages other people to know, you know what? If you feel or believe that you can, step out there. Step out there. Sometimes it's like the best choice for you in your life right now. Um, it, but also don't put yourself in a financial bind if you can't step out there right now. I mean, put some money aside to see if cover yourself.
Exactly. And if you step out there and you don't like it and it's not for you, you can go get another
Go back.
job.
Yeah. You can get another job.
Still do it on the side. There's no harm and there's no bad thing about that. It's exactly. I said if I told myself if it didn't work, I can still keep doing it when I get off, like I had been, and just work. But sometimes you have to bet on yourself. Because what's the point of waking up every day and being miserable and working when you can at least try and see if you can do it. At least take the step enough to try to see if you can. And if you can't, then okay. Then you got to go a different route. That's all.
Awesome. Tell people again how they can get in contact with you to do any of the pastries that you offer. Put those back up. How can people get in contact with you again?
Find me on social media. Find me on Misfitcupcakes.net. That's where you can get me at. That's my email address. But like I said, you can always find me at Misfit Cupcakes on Instagram. I do answer people back in the comments. If you DM me, I will answer. I'm not a type of person. I will answer back. So I'm not easy. Am I hard to find? And my contact information is also on my Facebook and my Instagram.
Awesome. I'm telling y'all, if y'all are ever to make it easier, if you're ever in the Miami area, I need you all to hit her up and let her know, hey, I'm in town. I need everything that you bake. I brought an extra suitcase so I can take it back home with me. Whatever you need to do, y'all, I'm telling you, it's fresh, it's good. If you're needing a stamp of approval, I got it. Bam. She is amazing. She knows her way around that oven. And so I am just elated and proud of her for all that she's doing. And I can be proud of her and know that her food is good. So
Thank you.
double.
Thank you.
And so, and thank you for being on our show today. Thank you for letting the
I
world know
appreciate
all that
it.
you offer. And again, I want people to in the Miami area go and check her out. Reach out to her and tell her all the great things that you want her to bake for you. Also, if you have parties or events and you need someone to have the party that everybody's talking about or event, she is the lady that you need to call. So again, we thank Samantha Gibbons with Misfit Cupcakes that will bless your life and your belly. So I definitely want to thank her for being on the show. If I ever have an event, um, I want her a part of it. I need everyone to taste what she got. So, and if I have to have her mail me some cookies, I'm going to do it. I will do it because it will bless my
Of
life
course.
and those that are at the event. So, again, I thank you for being on the show. I hope
Will
that
do
you
that.
all reach
Will do.
out,
Will do.
and we should have you back. We should have you back. And if I see anything that you have going on, I'm going to blast it so the world will know who you are and all that you are doing. So again, thank you. And I want everyone to know it doesn't have to be your
Thank you.
birthday for today to be your day.